Good morning. This is Emily Freitag with Instruction Partners. It is Friday, April 3rd. The number of coronavirus cases continues to increase, and the CDC recently recommended that we all wear masks in public. The number of schools that are closed for the balance of this year continues to increase, as do the recommendations for closure. Today, we are pleased to share the grab-and-go instructional materials, and then we will hear from Scott Langford of Sumner County about the work his system has been doing this week. Grab-and-go instructional materials. So we have heard from partners that they have lots of options right now. They have in fact felt inundated with emails and options for digital resources. But pulling these together into a coherent instructional program takes real work, and it can be hard to imagine how the pieces come together. What we've done is developed for next week a full week of learning plan for grades K through 9, pulling together free open source materials. And we've written it in a way that school leaders and teachers can use as a starting point and share with families. So let me talk you through how to find the grab and go resources and then what they look like. If you go to our website, instructionpartners.org, you'll see that we have moved the COVID-19 Resource Hub to a new site. We have so much that is adding that we've had to reorganize. So everything that was on the previous site is still there under Explore the Hub. However, we've added two sections, one which is the hierarchy of needs, and the other is grab and go instructional materials. If you go here, you can download a folder with all of grab and go in one place. You just go, it will show you a preview, and then you go to your little download button and it will download the full folder. The Read This First Directions for Use document includes an overview of all the component parts and is a good starting point orientation. Then for any given grade, let's go to second grade, you'll see the weekly assignments overview. This is intended to be a letter that can be sent from either a teacher or a principal. And everything that's highlighted in green would need to be adapted by whoever is sending the email. It includes the full overview of the week, including the expectations, some FAQs around what is needed to do it, plenty of places for the school or the teacher to input what works best for them, and then an outline of the full week. There's between 3 hours and 5 hours of programming, but depending on grade, in grab and go. And each of the assignments is fully detailed in this section. The assignment bundle has everything that a student would need for those activities that were outlined in that letter. We've used all open source materials, so these can be freely used and are freely available. And then the family resource bundle includes more guidance for the caregiver who's supporting the learning on how they can help, as well as answer keys. So that is a given grade of grab and go. There is also a section on rollout tools for leaders. This includes a draft family letter overviewing what the week will look like, distribution guidance, different recommendations on ways to set up communication, and tracking systems, as well as a sample PowerPoint that can be used with grab and go to outline what we're going to be doing and how we will do it. And all of this is intentionally not on any Instruction Partners branding so that leaders could use it as if it is their own. And we certainly do not need credit. Feel free to use it as if you wrote it. So that is grab and go, and we will continue to release a week at a time over the balance of the school year. We welcome your thoughts on how you would like us to improve it. And we will have next week's at some point next week. We'll strive to get it to you a bit earlier in the week. And we hope that this can be a useful starting point. Now, to close us out, over to Scott Langford to talk about what's happening in Sumner County.
Hello, this is Scott Langford. I'm Assistant Director of Schools for Instruction in Sumner County. And as we think about what our vision is for distance learning during the time of the COVID-19 closure, we have a couple goals that we really want to hit. First and foremost is making sure that all of our students are safe. I know that initially that doesn't exactly sound like an instructional goal, but we know that our kids have a lot of needs that we normally and routinely meet on a daily basis that now are up for grabs to a certain extent, in addition to all the other uncertainties that our families are facing due to economic turmoil and crisis. So, in addition to safety, we want to make sure our kids are fed. We want to make sure that they're safe. We want to make sure that they have all the social supports that they need. Our next step is to think about curriculum. So we've defined it, our vision as curriculum and cares. In terms of cares, we want our teachers to reach out each week, at least once a week, to every child through a variety of means: Zoom hangout or Zoom meetings, Google Hangouts, phone calls, emails. We prefer face to face or voice to voice as much as possible, but we want to touch base with our students to assess their learning, because I think one of the biggest shifts as we think about curriculum is we're no longer the primary locus of instruction. We're coming alongside in a supportive roles to our families. So we are linking to very high quality videos and materials and resources, and we provide a daily plan for our parents. And then as teachers, we come along beside and support the parent and talk to the child directly about their learning. This week, we're just getting started. Next week, we're hoping to begin with some light feedback from teachers to students. And we'll get better as we build this out. It's going to take a little while, but once we get our feet and legs under us, then we're going to try to, I'm really excited in terms of vision about having time for teachers and students just to talk about learning and to have an exchange back and forth about what they're learning and what they're doing, to take time to give feedback on papers and writing and things like that.